Good morning, beautiful souls. It is Elizabeth Bratcher, Psychic Medium. It is the 3rd of August and I'm here to do your daily read. Guys, how this works is all you need to do is let your energy draw to whichever number you were drawn to. So number 1, number 2, or to number 3. Don't think about it too much. Just let your energy take you to where it wants, okay? So number 1, number 2, number 3. Alright, so again guys, just take a moment. Are you drawn to number 1, number 2, or to number 3? Beautiful. Alright. Number 1, self-trust. Self-trust and self-belief is where it all begins. Alright, if you guys get the uncertainty card, I have to tell you. Oh my gosh. Already give the cards a good shuffle before we start. What have you got? Detox. Yes. Yes, it's gone. Woohoo. All right. So, in case you're wondering, you guys have had the uncertainty card for the last couple of days. So, number 1, you've got the self-trust and self-belief is where it all begins. It's time to let go of no longer serves with that detox energy and the love, the relationships and trust, okay? Now, this card does definitely represent relationships with other people, but it also talks about that deeper connection with self as well. It's not about self-care, okay? It's about that real kind of spark connection that we have with each other, that zest, that gusto, and with ourselves, not with each other is what I meant to say. So your message for the day, number 1, okay? Self-trust and self-belief is where it all begins, and I think you're kind of starting to realise this, okay? I don't want to say that feeling, that knowledge was completely displaced, but it's certainly over the last few days, for those of you that have been following specifically number 1, been sitting in that energy where you've not been sitting in that position of self-trust, okay? And so this is where I feel the detox is for you guys. It's letting go of that notion, letting go of that energy of dragging yourself down with your self-defeating thoughts, because you're realising that it's not getting anywhere and it's bringing you back to a beautiful place of love with yourself, a place where you trust, okay? A place where you trust, and that is nice. For some of you, that is definitely going to relate to other people as well, bringing back in that connection for others, okay? So the message that I have for you today, number 1, okay, is that, and for those of you that are sitting on the cusp of that self-trust and self-belief, sit and ask yourself that question. If you didn't do it yesterday or the day before, sit today and ask yourself, okay, what am I struggling with to trust myself and why? Okay, and then start to detox that away from yourself. All right, number 1. Let's see, number 2, you got the transformation card, blossoming it into true self. All right, let's have a look. Be positive and moving on. Nice, okay. So, number 2, you've got the transformation card, the be positive card, which talks about the fact that your attitude is a choice, and you've also got the moving on card, which talks about moving towards better things, okay? This is a really nice energy when I sit with these cards that's there. I just want to say to you, keep going with the flow. Obviously, a lot of mindfulness through that as well, and, you know, that focus and energy. I don't want to say just take a seat back, it's all happening for you. I just want to say that you feel quite in tune with your energy at the moment. You feel like you understand yourself, where you're at, where you need to move to, and all of those kind of things, in whichever way that it kind of represents for you. I actually feel there's a really nice energy around for you guys this week, okay? Good things coming in as well, good things coming in. So, nice, and that's where I want to say just keep going with the flow. Your attitude is a choice, and you're obviously choosing to have a good one. That's moving you on to better things. So that's nice, number 2, okay? And that is all I need to say for you today. Keep doing what you're doing. Number 3, you've got the internal conflict card, caught in your own thoughts. All right. What you dream, you will achieve. The mind conceives, it does believe. Be very mindful about the way that you talk to yourself, people. Spirit and confronting fears. Yes, this makes sense. Okay, so you've got the internal card, as I said. You've also got the spirit card and the confront fear card. So for those of you that are just joining me, spirit, this card I've made specifically to represent and validate that spirit is around you. Spirit always comes in with this card. It comes in so often it's not funny, and it's because that's when Spirit does step down. That's when Spirit is working with us, when we do need to confront our fears, when we do need to push ourselves forward and release our binds away from ourselves. You'll feel that Spirit will hand you all kinds of beautiful feelings of frustration and everything else like that, but also some really beautiful validation that they are indeed around and watching you, supporting you, okay? And I'm not just talking about loved ones past, we're talking about guides and things like that as well. So whether you're spiritual or not, if you're watching me today, I very much believe in spirit. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that one. So, you know, that's a beautiful energy that's there, and one that I very, very strongly believe in. And so the energy for you guys today, okay, you get caught up a little bit in your own thoughts, just sort of bouncing back and forth, perhaps for sitting a little bit indecisive, perhaps, you know, still trying to summon up some courage on a decision that you're trying to make, some energy forward. Okay, so what they're asking you to do today is just to sit back and understand that you are supported, but to take a moment and to realise what fears are holding you back. You know, are you too shy? Do you feel that you're going to fail? Are you worried about money? You know, what fears are holding you back, and then what it is that you can do to actually begin to confront those fears. And as you can see, you know, when we confront our fears, we get the freedom, we get the release, and we get that beautiful boost of courage, okay? So it's a nice energy, and they want you to just take a little bit of time and have a bit of courage to really address this and to know that you are supported through that journey. Okay, so number 3, that is what I have for you. So number 3, you had the internal conflict card. Number 2, the transformation. And number 1, you had the self-trust card. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please losing my words, subscribe to the channel. I do reply to all the comments that you guys leave as well. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I can't wait to see you again.